Well, this is the first time I've ever demonstrated, and I'm really against the high taxation. I have a small manufacturing company. I used to have 75 employees, and I have now less than 10. They're making it impossible to make a product in this country.
We're here to audit the Federal Reserve. They lent out over $10 trillion to private banks, and Ben Bernanke was asked by Congress, who did you give the money to? And he flat out said, you don't need to know. The first thing we need to do is we need to audit the Federal Reserve. Their books are closed to the public. No one has any idea what money they have, who they lend it to, and under what terms. So a gold standard would work, something just to prevent inflation and possible hyperinflation we're going to face in the next couple of years.
Well,
all you redneck racists in New York, stand up with David Webb and tell George, we are America. USA, 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 USA.
Serve an elected office that they work for us and not the reverse. We are responsible policies of one political party.
I said, are you here with people? Or you...
I'm not talking about Barack Obama. Self-determination, attention. Right now,
Blind Uncle Sam is here to wake up the American people and lead them. We need to abolish the Federal Reserve. They took me broke. It's just a bunch of private banking families like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. We forgot that only Congress has the right to print and coin money. That's why the system doesn't service people. It's serving the private banking families who make the Federal Reserve. And Andrew Jackson, when he had to sum up his presidency, they asked him, what was the greatest thing of your presidency? And you know what Andy said? He said, I routed the banks, because he destroyed the central bank when he was president. But you won't hear that in the paper because the bankers own your papers. And they own NBC and Fox and CNN. So they don't feed you any news. So the only way you're going to get your news is on YouTube. Oh, Barney Frank is a shyster. Barney Frank is a lisping shyster. Barney Frank and the whole Fannie Mae, all his buddies that Clinton put on the board there, they all sold and pumped out those fake mortgages because the more mortgages they sold, the more bonus they got. So they flooded the market with those fake mortgages. Actually, they should be brought up on criminal charges now. But again, the government doesn't serve the people. It serves the elite. Because they want you to believe there's two parties in this country, the Democrats and the Republicans. But there's only been two parties since the dawn of time, the people versus the elite. At the very least, he should be arrested, Barney Frank. That whole Fannie Mae debacle, he should be dragged out in chains. And you know what? I'm sure Barney Frank won't mind jail. He'd probably be dropping the soap all the time. In fact, we should just put him under house arrest. It'd be too much joy for Barney Frank to be in jail. Him and all his buddies who sold those fake mortgages in Fannie Mae to pump up their bonuses, they all should be in jail except Barney Frank.
Ron Paul is right. Audit the Fed.
We thank all of you from around New York City, around the country, be able to take part in this great atmosphere. Lots of here in Lower Manhattan. Motivated by Audible Gold. This movement is a great plan. And a movement for
I'm here to stop the stimulus package because what he's doing is taking our tax money and putting it to welfare and other people who don't really do anything with the money, and that's not right.
I'm a single parent and I work hard. I brought up my kids on my own. I pay a lot of taxes to the government already, and I'm tired of paying. I want to get something, some kind of relief. And if the government is going to keep doing this, I'm willing to go to Washington and bring it to Obama and tell him, Obama, stop. It's ridiculous what he's doing.
What do you think about Barney Frank?
I think he's an idiot.
Do you think he should resign?
He should resign. All of them should resign. They all didn't pay taxes.
You're going to run. We can help you. We'll throw you a fundraiser this country, but I sure can make my voice heard. And with everything.
What we
Abolish the Fed! Abolish the Fed!
stew in our small business, as Donna from Brooklyn said.
Abolish the fucking
Is that
Fed!
too much to ask?
Abolish the Fed!
Abolish the Fed!
Abolish the Fed! Abolish the Fed! Abolish the Fed! Abolish the Fed! Abolish the Fed! End 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 the Fed! Abolish 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 the Fed!
So let's go to a couple of the guys who come up on stage. What's your name on this bag? Eddie Soprano, I see Puerto Rico up there. That's right.
You said
Puerto Rico's
Trojan
for now.
horse.
Say our brothers back. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
Take it